What if I told you the keyboard is already a relic of the past? The next massive leap in generative AI doesn't require typing or even speaking. The machine is bypassing our hands entirely. It is plugging directly into the human mind. Welcome to the era of neural generative AI. This is Generative AI Unveiled. Today we are stripping back the curtain on the terrifying and brilliant science of machine telepathy. For decades, the biggest bottleneck in technology hasn't been computer processing speed. It has been the speed of human thumbs hitting plastic keys. Our brains process information at astronomical speeds, but we are forced to output that data at a painful crawl. That bottleneck is finally shattering. It starts with brain-computer interfaces, or BCIs. Researchers have spent years using non-invasive sensors to map how blood flows in the brain when we think. But historically, this data was just raw, unusable noise. We knew the brain was reacting, but we couldn't translate the electrical static into human language. Enter large language models. Scientists realize that if an AI can learn to translate French to English, it can learn to translate brainwaves to English. The AI treats your brain activity as just another foreign language. It maps the electrical signals of your thoughts to the mathematical coordinates of words. The initial breakthrough was medical. For patients with severe paralysis or locked-in syndrome, this technology gave them their voice back instantly. But in 2026, this tech is leaving the hospital and entering the consumer market. We are moving from invasive chips to wearable neural earbuds and headbands. You can now issue system commands just by imagining the intent. It is the birth of the Zero UI environment. Traditional web and mobile application development will seem prehistoric. Why design a touchscreen interface when the user can just think about the outcome they want? For software engineers, the workflow completely flips. You won't type syntax, you will mentally visualize the architecture, and the Gen AI will compile the code. But translating internal monologues is only the beginning. The intelligence explosion is now moving into the visual cortex. In groundbreaking recent studies, subjects were shown photographs of animals and landscapes while an AI monitored their brain activity. Using a generative diffusion model, the AI took the raw brain data and recreated the exact image the person was looking at using only their thoughts. This means we are inches away from AI that can record our dreams. The machine can literally render a video file of your subconscious imagination. For the creative industry, the barrier between imagination and reality is destroyed. If you can picture a masterpiece in your mind, the AI can render it in 8K resolution. In the corporate world, this revolutionizes business analytics. A CEO can mentally query complex market data, and the AI generates the visualization directly into their AR glasses. The AI understands the exact context of what you are trying to calculate, pulling from massive enterprise data lakes faster than you could ever type a SQL query. But every massive leap in technology casts a dark shadow, and the shadow of neural generative AI is the most terrifying thing we have ever faced. When you connect the human brain directly to an AI processing network, you open up the ultimate vulnerability. We have spent the last 20 years fighting for data privacy, but how do you protect cognitive privacy? How do you hide a thought? If a bad actor gains access to your BCI data stream, they aren't just stealing your passwords. They are stealing your memories, your fears, and your subconscious. This poses the ultimate challenge for cybersecurity threat detection. Current systems are built to monitor network traffic and software bugs, not biological anomalies. We are going to need AI systems dedicated entirely to neurological firewalling, autonomous guardians that scrub your brainwave data before it hits the cloud. And it's not just about data extraction. BCI technology is a two-way street. If an AI can read your visual cortex, it can potentially stimulate it. Imagine a world where generative models bypass your ad blocker by subtly injecting sponsored imagery directly into your peripheral neural processing. This creates a terrifying legal gray area. If an AI generates a billion-dollar idea by reading your subconscious, who owns the intellectual property? The courts of 2026 and beyond will be overwhelmed trying to define where the human mind ends and where the generative algorithm begins. Despite the risks, the mass adoption is inevitable. The sheer convenience of thought to action is too powerful for the market to ignore. Education will transform. Students won't take notes. The AI will automatically synthesize their focus and comprehension levels into personalized study guides. Communication will become entirely frictionless. We won't translate words, we will transmit the raw, underlying concept of our thoughts directly to someone else. This is the realization of a fully multimodal existence. The AI isn't just text, image, or video. It is the complete orchestration of human cognition. So, how do you prepare for a world where your thoughts are the ultimate operating system? The most critical skill of the next decade won't be coding or even prompt engineering. It will be mental discipline and cognitive focus. If the machine executes exactly what you think, a chaotic mind will produce chaotic results. Clarity of intent becomes the new superpower. We are moving from humans using tools to humans merging with tools. It is the dawn of the symbiotic intelligence era. Companies are currently racing to miniaturize the hardware. The bulky lab equipment of 2023 is becoming the invisible wearable of 2026. And within a decade, the hardware will vanish entirely. We are looking at a future of localized, microscopic sensors that communicate silently with the cloud. The internet is evolving from a network of computers into a literal network of human minds, bridged together by generative algorithms. For those in tech, the open source community is already building the foundational libraries for neural data. The democratization of telepathy has begun. But the battle lines are drawn. Will cognitive data be monopolized by 3 massive tech corporations, or will we fight for open neural protocols? Governments are hopelessly behind. It is up to the builders, the engineers, and the users to establish the ethical framework of cognitive rights. We hold the power to create a utopia of instant creation, or a dystopia of absolute psychological surveillance. The architecture we build today decides tomorrow. Don't let the novelty of the technology blind you to the reality of the infrastructure. You must understand the machine to control it. Because the machine is no longer sitting on your desk, the machine is actively listening to the voice inside your head. We have crossed the threshold. The keyboard is dead. The screen is fading. Human thought is the final frontier of computing. Generative AI didn't just learn to speak our language. It learned to speak the language of human consciousness itself. The telepathic future is not a sci-fi movie. It is a mathematical certainty being compiled in research labs right now. Here at Generative AI Unveiled, our mission is to make sure you are never blindsided by the future. We decode the hype into hard reality. We read the research papers, we analyze the code, and we bring you the exact blueprints of the intelligence explosion. So, I have to ask you the ultimate question. If you could generate a finished app, write a book, or paint a masterpiece just by thinking about it, would you let the AI read your mind? Drop into the comments right now. Are you ready to embrace the ultimate convenience, or is cognitive privacy a line you will never cross? If this deep dive changed the way you see the future of AI, hit that like button to help push this critical conversation into the algorithm. And do not forget to hit subscribe and ring the bell. You do not want to miss our next deep dive into the systems running tomorrow's world. As always, stay curious, guard your data, and prepare your mind for what comes next. I will see you in the next unveiling.